Welcome to your English lesson. Today we learn to talk. Let us learn together.
Look at the happy dog in this illustration. If you have a pet at home, you have likely watched them tilt their head and wished they could speak English. That desire drives the story of Dr. John Dolittle. He began as a standard human physician, but his career shifted when he discovered a radical secret about animal communication. We cannot magically speak to animals in the real world. However, literature provides a laboratory where we can explore how such communication might actually function. Tracking Dr. Dolittle's journey reveals a practical study in empathy. By decoding the hidden complexities of the animal mind, we learn to become better listeners ourselves. This illustration shows the moment Dolittle's life changed. While sitting in his kitchen with the cat's food man, he receives blunt advice: become an animal doctor. The man explains Dolittle understands animals better than local veterinarians. Watching from the windowsill, his parrot Polynesia agrees. Let's define our first key word. The man notes that while he cannot read, his wife, Theodosia, is a scholar. A scholar is a learned person, someone who has gained knowledge through study. Her scholarship allowed her to read Dolittle's books aloud to her husband. This encounter shows how an outside observer can sometimes identify our true strengths before we see them ourselves. After the man leaves, Polynesia explains that parrots are bilingual. They speak both human languages and a distinct bird language that most people never hear. Dolittle immediately starts documenting these new sounds. In this illustration, he writes down the bird's ABC, creating a formal vocabulary for animal speech. Polynesia also teaches Dolittle that animals speak with their whole bodies. As this diagram shows, ears, tails, and feet are all part of their vocabulary, including a dog using its nose to ask a question. Think about an animal you have spent time with. Can you identify one specific way they used a body part, like twitching an ear or swishing a tail, to tell you how they felt? Understanding animals requires us to watch as closely as we listen. Communication is a multi-sensory experience. As word of his new skills spreads, animal patients flock to Dolittle's clinic. One patient is a farm horse who has been misdiagnosed for 6 weeks by a vet who didn't listen. The previous vet gave the horse pills because he couldn't understand what the animal was saying. Dolittle succeeds because he asks the horse what is wrong and learns the horse is actually going blind in one eye. The horse makes a logical request for spectacles, the word for eyeglasses. He wants green-tinted lenses to block the sun while he plows the fields. To handle his diverse patients, Dolittle adapts his house with custom doors. He marks the front door for horses, the side door for cows, and the kitchen door for sheep. He even builds a tiny tunnel for the mice leading into the cellar. A cellar is a room below ground level, and there the mice wait in rows for their appointments. While the first vet relied on human assumptions, Dolittle succeeded by meeting his patients on their own terms. Empathy begins with listening. This mind map summarizes Dolittle's transformation. He evolved from a human physician into a global advocate for animals by shifting from assuming what patients needed to actually understanding them through their own language. We also reviewed 3 vocabulary words: scholar, a learned person; spectacles, another word for glasses; and cellar, a basement room. Quick check: why was the horse initially misdiagnosed? The first vet failed because he couldn't understand horse language and didn't realize the horse just needed glasses. The story of Dr. Dolittle teaches us that treating all creatures with respect, patience, and kindness is the key to true communication. For your homework, write a short paragraph from an animal's perspective, explaining what they would say to you if you could understand them.